back to another video. So I was playing around Variant 7 the other day, and one of the nodes got me thinking. It's node on Cyclops, it is the 90% armour node. So I was wondering, how bad would that be to fight without a bleed dealing or poison dealing champion to take advantage of the bleed and poison vulnerability nodes that really just nuke Cyclops super quickly when you use those type of champions. Say you don't have that champion ranked up and you just pulled a first 6-star and it's Psylocke. Not the best, but this fight has a lot of power going on, so she could be useful here. And say you've got a 4-star Apocalypse where you can take advantage of the Bringer of Death 1 synergy that gives her basic attacks a 30% chance to gain side charges, and for each one your critical rating increases by 5%. So on this fight with the armour node, your critical rating and your critical damage is nerfed through the floor, where at times you will be doing next to no damage. That's why bleed and poison champions are so great here. But if we increase Psylocke's critical rating by a fair bit, can she basically bypass the armour node and do some decent damage, or is this going to take 3 weeks on Tuesday to get down? Let's hop in and find out. We're going to kick things off with the White Mags pre-fight, who doesn't love a bit of extra attack here and there. He's on my roster, so I'm going to use him. Next up we've got the nodes. There's 3 in particular that I'm concerned with. It is the unblockable specials, 100% combat power rate increase from Energize, and the 90% armour. The Energize is going to help us significantly in this fight because Psylocke does have reduced combat power rate, so we're going to get specials a lot quicker. So going into the fight, the game plan is pretty simple. We're going to try and get Cyclops to an SP2. Purely because I prefer evading over the SP1, I just find it a little bit easier to do. And so I'm just going to go in that comfort zone. I'm then going to Dex and hold. Now the hold is important. I get the parry and I launch the SP1. The reason I did that was because if I went in and hit him with one basic hit before throwing the SP1, I'd give him too much power and he wouldn't have been drained down to 0%. And that's important because if he's at 0% power after being power drained, then he's passively power locked. That's what that wee icon is under Cyclops' health bar, for those who didn't know. It's now a pretty simple fight, apart from I make one wee mistake coming up here when I get smacked in the face. Now, normally what would happen here when I miss the parry, I would re-parry, but I missed that completely and I get a boot to the head. With Psylocke's abilities, she loses side charges, and normally they would gain a burst of power and we'd have to then do the whole cycle again and get him passive power locked. But because he was power locked off the SP2, that didn't happen and he stays at 0% power. So my mistake isn't punished too much. So we're now back to just doing 5-hit combo and SP2. The Energize coupled with the bar of power you get after throwing the SP2 to power lock them, it is pretty handy on this fight. And the crit rating is going up and we are seeing some more yellow numbers. It's not the biggest damage in the world, it's not Psylocke's forte, which is all about utility. She does need a wee buff, I would like to see that in the future, but it does show that you don't need a bleed or a poison dealing champion to get this fight done. Damage isn't too bad, crit rating is pretty decent, especially as we build side charges. And we're going to finish the fight after this next SP2 with her heavy ability. We've got 35 charges, I'm going to parry and launch a heavy. 49k extra burst damage, not too shabby. Hope you enjoyed this showcase of Psylocke, a champion that's not really used by many people in the game. She does have her uses. If you did enjoy this Psylocke showcase, please drop us a wee like, and I will catch you in the next one. All the best.